Oh, that's what he'll have to say. Challenging Kenny Omega to a match at the Bash. Aiden English is looking to disband Magnum Opus. Gallagher saves Magnum Opus and in turn joins it and may have just taken the helm away from Aiden English. This is now Jack Gallagher's Magnum Opus from the looks of things. That's certainly not the dream, but Bryan doesn't care. Here comes the dream. Purple Rainmaker to Bryan and mocking him with yes taunts of his own. Who will face Hiroshi Tanahashi for the World Heavyweight Championship at the Bash? Christian or Roman Reigns? We find out up next. Christian! Christian's the #1 contender! You can make dreams happen, Christian! One more match for Captain Charisma! Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Monday Night Raw. We are closing in on the Bash, the Raw exclusive pay-per-view, and of course with it, closing in on Money in the Bank. But it is all about Monday Night Raw's upcoming pay-per-view this Sunday. We saw how the tournament closed out last week. It was victory for Christian as he heads into this Sunday to face the World Heavyweight Champion Hiroshi Tanahashi. However, he will not be the only member of that tournament facing the World Champion tonight. Tyler Breeze gets the opportunity to go one-on-one against the Ace. It's a two-time World Champion taking on the current World Heavyweight Champion. That is to come in our main event of the evening. A big night for Monday Night Raw as they gear up for their big pay-per-view. Let's get into it. And get into it we shall. With tag team action to start things off. Women's tag team action as Tessa Blanchard, Jazzy Gabba, Trifecta go up against Bayley and Ronda Rousey to kickstart this evening. We know, of course, that Tessa Blanchard's going to the Bash as well. She will be competing in a Women's Money in the Bank qualifying match, but against who? We don't know yet, so she could be in trouble before that date has even arrived. I imagine she wants to know her opponent all too well heading into that evening, but something perhaps even more important for Blanchard here tonight is she finally gets the opportunity. Herself and Gavitt finally get the opportunity to get their hands on the women they've been hunting down from the moment they arrived to Monday Night Raw. Bayley, and more importantly for Blanchard, Ronda Rousey. Of course, we saw the arrival of Trifecta a few weeks back, the way they stormed the ring and attacked both Bayley and Rousey. Now we have to wonder if Trifecta can put their money where their mouth is, essentially. We saw, of course, when Blanchard took on Bayley in the first singles meeting between the two, that Bayley essentially, well, I wouldn't say she stole one, but she was cunning in her victory, rolling up Blanchard to become the #1 contender to the Raw Women's Championship. We saw her after Ronda Rousey's match against Rosemary last week, standing on the ramp and looking at Ronda, staring down the champion, person she plans on taking the title away from come Sunday. So, with that being said, how are both sides going to work together? Of course, we already know how well Trifecta work together. We've seen them in NXT working together, dominating the NXT Women's Division for the better part of almost a year. Bayley and Ronda Rousey are, of course, opponents this Sunday. They have a common goal here tonight, which is their opponents, but that's it. They're fighting for and of course, they're fighting for the same prize, the Raw Women's title. One has it, one wants it. This is the woman that has it. Ronda Rousey heading into her first title defense that she hopes won't end in interference. Of course, Rousey and Bayley met a few weeks back for the Raw Women's Championship on an episode of Raw. This is the first episode of Raw, I think, following the draft. And it was a great match between the two. It looked like Ronda was probably going to walk out with the win in that one, but then Trifecta stormed the ring and everything fell apart. The reality is that, the way I look at it is that Bayley's got a point to prove heading into this Sunday. She's got a point to prove in this tag match as well, face-to-face with the woman who she's facing ahead of this Sunday. So she's got to do her very best job in order to make sure that she shows to Ronda, she shows to everyone that she's on a better level than she was in their first meeting, and she's ready to take away the Raw Women's Championship come Sunday. We'll see how that'll go, but it's going to be Bayley starting things off against Jazzy Gabert here. The alpha female ready to go, as we all are for this evening. Great chance for Trifecta to prove themselves. Great chance for Rousey and Bayley to get in some experience and to see what their opponents come Sunday will be made of. Imagine we'll see all four of these women on the bash. The only one not in the match is Jazzy Gabert, but that doesn't mean to say she won't be at ringside for whomever Tessa Blanchard is facing in that Money in the Bank qualifier. Big knee in the side of the head there by Gabert here, just brutalizing Bayley as this matchup gets underway. Stomping away now. Not looking good for Bayley in the early goings, but this is exactly what Gabert wanted to happen. She wants to take control. She wants to dominate. She wants Trifecta to prove a point. That's exactly what she's looking to do here as this matchup gets underway. Heading into this Sunday, a lot to talk about. Monday Night Raw with a lot to prove as well. Following up from Living Dangerously and Backlash. And Monday Night Raw put on a pay-per-view. The quality of those two shows, we will find out. I mean, plenty to come. Tanahashi, Christian, of course, will main event the Bash. We've also got Bayley, Ronda, Rousey. Velveteen Dream, Daniel Bryan. As double splashes a hit there by Gabert. Bayley stumbling out of the corner. And May, she's on her feet. Not for much longer. Slammed right down to the mat there, courtesy of Jazzy Gabert. Gabert now continuing to control this match. Making the tag into Tessa Blanchard. Let's see what Blanchard can do now with this opportunity in front of her. Not that much, it would seem. Bayley knocking her down. Of course, we know the World Tag Team titles will be defended as well. Lars Sullivan and Shelton Benjamin to be taking on the Authors of Pain. Drake Maverick's done his best job to try and get the match to not happen, but it is. Not much can be done about that. Magnum Opus as well. News on them I'll talk about later on this evening. They're going to be in action on Sunday. Of course, on top of that, Blanchard in her qualifying matchup, whomever she may be facing, may be losing to. And of course, Kenny Omega, Shinsuke Nakamura in their own Money in the Bank qualifying matchup. Knee in the face here by Blanchard as she finally gets her hands on the Raw Women's Champion. And Blanchard talking down to Ronda Rousey now, trying to send a statement point. Rousey responding in her own way. Blanchard sends her to the turnbuckle. Back elbow there though by Ronda Rousey. Good work there. Wrenched on the arm. Pulled down Blanchard but couldn't capitalize. Blanchard back up to her feet. And a flying forearm takes the rowdy one off her feet. Wait a minute. Hammerlock DDT! Hammerlock DDT by Blanchard. She could be in now. She could be in for a huge victory over the champion. Looked for Magnum. Rousey evaded. Olympic slam. And down goes Blanchard. Rousey now turning things around. And all of a sudden has found life within her. Cover on Blanchard. She had to try and put her away, but it's an early kick out. That was a close call for the champ. And that might be, just maybe for the challenger on the outside, something very interesting to pay attention to. Jazzy Gabert now coming in here. Huge spear to Rousey as she comes in off the tag. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Hammering away at the ribs of Ronda. Rousey getting up to her feet as soon as she can. Forearm shot and down goes Jazzy Gabert there. The turnbuckle tag made between champion and challenger once more. They've worked well together in this contest. I think they both share a mutual respect for one another, but they know what is to come their way this Sunday. Big time forearm in the face there. Stuffed by Gabert. Couldn't capitalize on it, could Bayley. And now German suplex from her as well. Blanchard finally getting back up on the apron. And Bayley with an exploder. Exploder suplex. She goes up to the top rope now. Bayley looking to put Gabert away here. Top rope. Elbow drop. Cover made. Rousey stops Blanchard, but Gabbett gets the shoulder up at 2. Blanchard back outside of the ring. Bayley going to be hoping to find an opening, to find something she can make happen here. Rousey finally gets out of the ring. Look out, danger here for Bayley. Oh, she evades the hold. Crucifix cover here. Trying to steal one, but a kick out again. No such hope. Early kick out there by Jazzy Gabbett. Socked her with that forearm. Dazed her. Bayley will try again. Second crucifix. Rolls up the shoulders of Gabbett. And Bayley got her. The cunning of Bayley worked out well. Bayley and Rousey, your winners heading into this Sunday. Champion and challenger work together for a victory. But come this Sunday, they are rivals for the Raw Women's Championship. Blanchard far from pleased with that defeat. Trifecta caught out. And things are not getting any better as Rousey and Bayley go their separate ways. Blanchard storms her own way into the ring. She is not best pleased. And she's making her presence known right now. Well, Tessa Blanchard believes that Rousey and Bayley could have hurt her. Alright, you weren't in the ring that long, but she wants to know who she's fighting at the Bash. She's had enough of waiting, and she wants to know from the mouth of the general manager himself whom she'll be facing. And there he is, Dredge, giving the response. She may be young, but she's full of promise. This Sunday, Tessa Blanchard will square off with Dakota Kai in the Money in the Bank qualifying match. So there you have it. This Sunday, if Blanchard wants to go to Money in the Bank for the first ever Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, she has to go through Dakota Kai. That one going to be an interesting one come Sunday. And this one should be interesting as well. Strap yourselves in for what should be a very entertaining matchup coming up here tonight. Kenny Omega versus Cesaro, one-on-one on Monday Night Raw. Omega, of course, will face the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura, in just a few days in a Money in the Bank qualifier of their own. Omega said he wanted to face someone at the Bash. Out came Nakamura 2 weeks ago. Low blow. And then last week, Shinsuke Nakamura to Kenny Omega saying, we'll meet at the Bash. Winner goes to Money in the Bank. So while this is going to be an exceptional match between Omega and Nakamura, there is something on the line for them both. That opportunity, that chance to go to Money in the Bank. Shinsuke Nakamura, former Mr. Money in the Bank as well, so he'll be looking to claim that briefcase for a second time. And the first person in the history of this universe to win the briefcase twice. Omega, I think, has been in it before, but has not won it. He competed in the 2017 Money in the Bank ladder match. Omega, though, will be lined up and ready to go for this one against Cesaro, another former Money in the Bank winner. Cesaro's cash-in proved unsuccessful, but he has held that briefcase once before. And of course, much like Shinsuke Nakamura, a former world champion in this universe as well. I wouldn't say he's out of favor right now, but he had a pretty good run in the WWE Championship tournament, got to the semi-finals before being eliminated by eventual winner Christian 2 weeks ago. Cesaro, though, not really focused on that right now. Focused on this matchup here against Kenny Omega. Focused, I imagine, getting his name back out there and putting on an incredible match for the crowd here this evening. Are we in Memphis, I think? Honestly, everything's just a blur to me at this point. Wherever we are. Nevertheless, we are ready to go with this one. Cesaro and Kenny Omega. This promises to be a good one. I will say we will have to keep our eyes and maybe our ears open to what we could hear or see from Shinsuke Nakamura. You never know what that man can have up his sleeve. Right now, though, Omega and Cesaro focused on their wrestling. Takedown there by Cesaro worked into a side headlock. Omega with a leg lock of his own right now. Difficult for Cesaro to get out of. Omega got it locked in good here. Wrenching on it as well. That's going to hurt the neck of Cesaro slightly. Back to a side headlock though from the Swiss Superman. Omega standing side headlock now. Good work from both sides. Wrenches on the head a little bit. Use it as his opening hip toss. And Omega now, look out. Powerbomb incoming. Great counter from Cesaro. Sunset flip. Looking for the victory here early on. Looking to secure a big win there, but a kick out from Omega at 1. Oh, there's a lovely shin breaker. Just watching these two guys right now. Not really executing huge moves. Kind of a feeling out process from both sides as this matchup gets underway. They know they're both incredibly talented in ring. They know they've got to be able to find a way to work around that. Good counters there from Cesaro to what looked like a Uranagi attempt maybe from Omega. Up and over the top rope now goes Omega. Cesaro bringing it back in the ring in the less conventional way. Suplexed back in the ring there. Oh, what an uppercut. Here we go now. Once again out on the apron goes Omega. I imagine somewhere Shinsuke Nakamura has a close eye on this, whether or not that's backstage in his house or in the third row. You never know what Nakamura has up his sleeve. Good knee in the back there by Omega. Counted his way out of that suplex attempt on him. Goes for the cover now. Looking to try and put away Cesaro. Early count. Early kick out. Trying to work over that arm there with that tape on it. Cesaro responds in kind with a huge forearm in the face. Duck under. Oh, lovely back body drop there. Thought it might have been pop-up uppercut for a second there. That stopped. Oh, there's a knee though. V-trigger from Omega. And now a turning point maybe in this matchup for Kenny. Maybe a turning point in this match where we stop seeing these guys trading and we start to see some hard-hitting moves now. Omega turns around. Cesaro clobbers him with a kick in the back there. It's almost like what they're hitting isn't fancy and it isn't emphatic, but it's doing damage. Omega going to look for the running knee now. Cesaro evades it. Good work from Cesaro there. Irish whip though from Kenny Omega. Cesaro couldn't capitalize. Now he might have a chance though. Counted Omega, who ended up against the rope. Springboard European uppercut. Thing of beauty there. Cesaro goes into the cover after it. Looking to try and put away Omega. Kick out early on. Great move there from Cesaro in the turnbuckle. We go now. Big boot in the face by Omega. And oh boy, he does have a close eye on it. Nakamura watching on closely. Snake Eyes back in the ring. And oh, look at this. The Raw General Manager in the face of Nakamura now. And a warning being sent to Nakamura ahead of this Sunday. No cheating in his match. No low blowing. He is telling him don't try and play his games on Monday Night Raw again. Dredge with a message sent to Nakamura. Meanwhile, back in the ring, Kenny Omega, V-trigger! Cesaro locked in the sharpshooter while Nakamura was having a stern talking to by the Raw General Manager, but Omega was in the ropes, and since then it's been all Kenny Omega. Big time sit-out powerbomb. And Omega looking to end it. Nakamura has a close eye on this. Well, this could be his fate come this Sunday. One-winged angel. Kenny Omega walks out with the win. Omega, your winner. Will we be saying the same this Sunday? And will Kenny Omega go to Money in the Bank? Hope to climb that ladder and retrieve that briefcase. And with it, claim victory for Monday Night Raw for a third year running. And claim his first Money in the Bank briefcase? We'll find out about that one as time goes on. Wait a minute, what the hell? Ladies and gentlemen, I received reports that, well, this isn't what was supposed to be happening right now. It was supposed to be the Young Bucks against the Authors of Pain, but Matt Jackson has been jumped backstage. Oh my goodness! Into that circuit breaker! Whoever that man may be! Just jump Matt Jackson! What in the world was that? Was that... I mean, the way that guy was dressed would lead you to believe it was not really a guy like a Sami Zayn or a Shinsuke Nakamura. I think that was Jack Gallagher. Magnum Opus may have just jumped Matt Jackson from behind before this big match for the Young Bucks. We know that the Bucks will face Magnum Opus come Sunday, and a huge warning, a huge power play essentially from Magnum Opus there. My goodness, that was brutal. You see Nick Jackson standing at ringside. He didn't make an entrance. He just kind of walked through the crowd right now, came from one of the parts of the backstage area, probably checked up on his brother and then just walked to the ring. No entrance from Nick Jackson. His brother just got jumped from behind by someone who I would assume was Jack Gallagher. So here we go, the bell rings, now we're underway. This has become a handicap match here. And of all the people you want to be alone against, the Authors of Pain certainly are nowhere near the top of that list. Probably somewhere towards the bottom. That was a brutal display of just sheer recklessness in that assault backstage. And if it 100% was Magnum Opus behind that attack, then things this Sunday have heated up tenfold. Nick Jackson now going to fly the flags of the Young Bucks alone here against the World Tag Team Champions as they gear up for their title defense this Sunday against Lars Sullivan and Shelton Benjamin. Look at this now. Akam pummeling away on Nick Jackson. Nick Jackson is a phenomenal in-ring athlete, but there's only so much he's going to be able to do here when he's in the ring against guys who collectively weigh about 500 pounds, 600 pounds even. Oh, good God, this is not going to be good for him. Double gutbuster there as Razor comes in off the tag. Nick Jackson in a world of trouble already, and I don't think he's going to be in this one for much longer. And certainly you can allude that Magnum Opus are to blame for that one. Huge running lariat. Razor decked him with it. Cover made on Nick Jackson. And the damage has been done. The Authors of Pain win it quickly. Nick Jackson, I think, knew not to get into a fight. Maybe save himself for this Sunday, because there will be retribution on hand. The Authors of Pain, your winner, and a dominant message sent ahead of their tag team title matchup. But my oh my, what did we just see backstage? That's the real talking point here, but someone else is looking to deliver a talking point of their own. The manager for the World Tag Team Champion made his way down to the ring, and after weeks of lobbying to try and make sure this match wouldn't happen, now Drake Maverick's got to accept it is happening. And he is rather confident and cocky about his clients. He believes rather that AOP will dominate this Sunday and they will defend those titles again and again. They don't care who it is. They are walking out with the tag team champions. Confidence now being exuberated from Drake Maverick ahead of this Sunday's pay-per-view. Sullivan and Benjamin looking to challenge AOP to those titles. How will that one go? Well, I'm sure we'll find out. Ladies and gentlemen, I have received reports that Matt Jackson has been transported to a local medical facility. Hopefully all will be okay heading into this Sunday, but as for right now, we move on. As coming up next is a chance for revenge for Daniel Bryan. He goes one-on-one against... Wow. Let me try and explain this. Daniel Bryan said he didn't want to wait any longer. He wanted to face the Velveteen Dream here tonight and just get things out of the way before the bash. Even if it was non-title, Bryan didn't care. And Dream said, okay, you can face the guy who he hired last week to dress up as him. Daniel Bryan was irate when that news was passed down to him, but he is going to have that happen here tonight. He is going to be taking on whomever it was who dressed up as the Velveteen Dream last week, or at least wore an attire in inspiration of Velveteen Dream, and opened the window for Dream to get in that attack on Bryan and level him in the ring last week with the Purple Rainmaker. Bryan has had his wits tested like never before heading into this Sunday. Mentally is where he gets tested the most. Physically, Bryan could probably take care of Velveteen Dream in many ways, but mentally, Daniel Bryan's head games need to be so strong because of what the Velveteen Dream can do. So here we go, the bell rings, we're underway. The crowd cheering for Daniel Bryan right away, as I'm sure they will be, heading into this Sunday. Running elbow from Bryan, and this poor kid caught up in the middle of everything, probably offered a cheap payday from the Velveteen Dream, and in turn has been beaten down by Daniel Bryan. Whether or not this is personal to Daniel Bryan or not, it doesn't matter right now. The Dream has done enough damage. And look at this. Daniel Bryan returning with some of his own, with a warning ahead of Sunday. Double dropkick in the corner there. And Bryan, double underhook. Suplex sends him flying. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Yes, lock. Yes, lock looking to be applied for Bryan. Looking to put this one away as early as he possibly can to send his message and to maybe try and get his hands on the Dream as early as possible. Yes, lock was stitched in. And Bryan now will look for the running. Wait a minute. Why is Daniel Bryan's theme playing again? Wait a minute! What is this? What is this? The Velveteen Dream mocking the entrance of Daniel Bryan. Coming to the ring with his own yes chants, pointing at the US title. Bryan is inviting him into the ring. He wants to fight him right now. Dream looked for the running knee. Bryan evaded it. Dream tried to play one of Bryan's own games, and it didn't work. He tried to take a trick out of Daniel Bryan's playbook, and it failed. The US champion having his own plan backfire on him. It worked on Bobby Roode. It doesn't work on Daniel Bryan. And now the yes lock stitched in. Middle of the ring. Daniel Bryan, your winner. And he gets one back on the Dream. Velveteen Dream tried one more time to get a one-up on him, and it failed. Daniel Bryan, your winner, as we head into the bash. He's had his mind. He's been mentally tested. This Sunday he gets physically tested. Could Daniel Bryan be on his way to a third United States Championship reign come Sunday? We will find out there and then. But coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, our main event of the evening. Tyler Breeze and Hiroshi Tanahashi square up one-on-one. Two world champions from separate times meet here tonight. What a contest this is going to be. Prince Pretty and the Ace. It's going to be good. So after so many weeks of the tournament, we know who Tanahashi faces in 6 days. It is Christian. But as for this evening, He has to focus on a two-time world champion, on a King of the Ring winner, on a former United States champion, and a former Royal Rumble winner in Tyler Breeze. Hiroshi Tanahashi having one of his toughest tests since winning that world title, and the belt isn't even on the line. Tyler Breeze has plenty going for him in accolades, in statistics, and the reality is, since coming back to Monday Night Raw, he's found himself again. It's almost like this is his home. Tyler Breeze has found where he belongs. ECW things just didn't really work for Breeze, and I was expecting them to, I wanted them to, but here on Monday Night Raw, he's found his edge again, and he's back to being the Tyler Breeze that 2 years ago was the world champion and was unbeatable. Tyler Breeze is back to that edge right now, and he's doing a great job of it. And here tonight he's getting rewarded for it as he goes one-on-one against the face of Monday Night Raw in Hiroshi Tanahashi, as he squares up, of course, for his contest come Sunday against Christian. It's going to be an incredible contest. It may well be something that, in terms of crowd noise, is split down the middle. It may even be one of those instances where Tanahashi is out-supported. More people may want Christian to win than want Tanahashi to retain. Tyler Breeze, you know, there's a time and a place for Breeze to focus on this Sunday, and that is probably for him this Sunday. It's a shame that Breeze won't be competing at the Bash, but I'm sure he'll have a very close eye on this, as he might look for another opportunity at that world title. As for now, Hiroshi Tanahashi comes towards the ring 6 days before his contest with Christian, and his first chance to defend and retain that World Heavyweight Championship since winning it at WrestleMania. Hiroshi Tanahashi has had the chance to sit back and watch, and I gotta give respect to Tanahashi. I was talking to Dredd before the show started, and Tanahashi arrived to the building and said, "Don't give Christian a match. Give me a match." Said that Christian had fought enough in the tournament, and that Tanahashi should have a match in turn. It's only fair ahead of this Sunday that Christian gets almost 2 weeks to recover, and Tanahashi fights tonight. He wants it to almost be on a level playing field, where the ace can have a match and warm up essentially ahead of this Sunday, and at the same time, Christian gets to relax after having wrestled and having put so much into those matches as well. I mean, you saw the brief highlights from last week's encounter with Roman Reigns at the top of the show. It was brutal for Christian to endure, but he did, and he won. And now, this Sunday, he could be 6 days away from a world title. But Hiroshi Tanahashi, in this current moment, is focused on Tyler Breeze. So here we go. These two incredible athletes locking horns here tonight. Last time Tyler Breeze held a title, Hiroshi Tanahashi had just made his debut in this universe on NXT. Goes to show you how long ago that one was. Side headlock there, attempt by Breeze, pushed away by Tanahashi. Went for a dropkick in the leg there, great evasion by Breeze. The ring smarts of Breeze are certainly there. He went through a phase at the start of last year where he ditched all of the fancy looks to his entrance, and he was all about becoming a better in-ring athlete, and it worked. Breeze improved greatly in the ring, and I think, like I said, he's coming back to Monday Night Raw. He's found that edge. Side headlock again here from Breeze. Tanahashi, arm drag, hip tosses him over. Breeze a little bit frustrated there, but you are locking horns with someone as talented as Tanahashi. Forearm in the face now. Tanahashi making life difficult as he comes charging in there. And look at this already. Tanahashi, twist and shout. It doesn't seem as if Tanahashi wants to waste any time heading into the Bash. But you are in the ring with a two-time world champion, so you're going to have to try a little harder than that if you want to win this one, Ace. Looking on the arm now briefly. Tanahashi is going to try a little bit harder. He wants to seal this almost in a minute. High fly throw attempt. And you almost knew that Breeze was going to get the knees up there. Tilt-a-whirl DDT now. Tyler Breeze elevated DDT there. Nicely done. Oh, shoulder tackle though. Look at that, trading one another there. Step up Enziguri, my goodness. What a move from Breeze there, hitting that with a lot of impact, but Tanahashi back up on his feet. Breeze with the counter, goes up to the top rope now, looking to take a big risk here. Nice missile drop kick there. Of course, the interesting thing about Breeze is that he shares a finisher in common with Christian. He calls it the Unprettier, Christian calls it the kill switch. But if Breeze hits it in this contest, Tanahashi might be able to get a feel for how it impacts him, how it could hurt him, and maybe try and think of a counter for it. Heading into this Sunday, Breeze mistimed that there, looked for the leg drop that he had hit before, misjudged it, scuffed it, and as a result, didn't get really anything off of the leg drop or the cover that followed. Countered out from Tanahashi. Breeze stops him in his tracks. Tanahashi does the same, stumbles. Prince Pretty back to the turnbuckle here. Things aren't looking too good right now. What's going to happen here? Breeze entered the turnbuckle. German suplex for Breeze. Tanahashi, sling blade. He wants to put this one away quickly. He may well have wanted a match, but he wanted a match that'll be over without trying too much. He's still trying to breathe in this one, still trying to have life in this contest right now, and he's doing a good job of that. Look at that, attacking the arm there, creates a slight opening and capitalizes on it. Up and over the top rope there goes Tanahashi. Breeze gonna bring him back in the ring now, using the ropes as he hits that neck breaker. Both men trading chops in the chest there. Beautiful sight to see. Flying forearm attempt from Breeze. Counter by Tanahashi. Middle of the ring now, more or less, for Breeze. Oh no! Texas Clover hold. Clover leaf from Tanahashi. Breeze in trouble. Breeze in big trouble. He's not tapping. He's crawling. And Tanahashi can't really do anything to stop it right now. Breeze crawling all the way and makes the ropes. Incredible work from Tyler Breeze. Cover made by Tanahashi after it, and Breeze able to kick out early. Great work there. Incredible resiliency from the former world champion. Tanahashi, not only an element of him, but is completely surprised by that. Uh-oh, that's not good. Simple stretch. That is not a nice hole to be in at all. The back of Breeze getting worked over in agony essentially, but he's still fighting on. This is what led him to that Royal Rumble win 2 years ago, to the world title of the main event of WrestleMania. This is what Tyler Breeze is all about. Got that single leg Boston Crab that he calls the beauty lock stitched in. But Tanahashi able to make it to the ropes as well. Trading there with one another. And here we go. A preview of Sunday. Unprettier for Breeze. But it could be a kill switch, and it could be a new world champion, and it could be victory for Breeze right now. Tanahashi kicks out at 2. Oh my goodness. This main event burst into life. German suplex from Tanahashi though. Stops Breeze in his tracks. Here we go again. Tanahashi. Twist and shout to Breeze. Drags him into position. This time he'll look to end it. Tanahashi goes up high. And high fly flow. Tanahashi, your winner. The undefeated streak keeps going on for the ace as he heads into this Sunday. And into this bout with Christian, Tanahashi took the Unprettier, the kill switch. That could be a move. If he's already kicked out of it, the Christian may have to go back to the drawing board on learning how much he'll need to try and put away Tanahashi. The world champion on top of the world right now, and he's looking to keep that going ahead of this Sunday. Yes! So here we go. Tanahashi thought we were going to be closing things out with the ace, but no. Christian coming towards the ring. Captain Charisma making his way out here. And it seems as if even if he didn't have a match here tonight, he had to have something to say to the ace of Monday Night Raw. Christian ready for this Sunday, you've got to imagine. Tanahashi gave him respect as we saw at the end of last week. They shared a stare down with one another on the entrance ramp. But now it seems Christian wants more than a stare down. Takes a microphone in his hand and seems to have something to say to the world champion. Congratulating him on the win, saying it's an honor to share the same brand as Tanahashi. Oh, but Christian believes the title will look better around his waist, and he'll look to do that this Sunday, saying that it's the dream of the fans and himself to win the title at the Bash. And there is that mutual respect being shown. Tanahashi congratulating Christian on that tournament win, saying that he was cheering with the fans for his victory. But now he knows they'll put on a great match. He knows they'll steal the show. But does he have what it takes to be the world champion, to beat the ace? And that is the big question for Christian. Christian says he needs that title. He has to win it. It's his last big opportunity. He knows it. It's his time to win the gold, and he's going to do it against Tanahashi. It is a true now or never moment for Christian as he heads into the Sunday, and he wants to make sure Tanahashi knows that, and he hasn't finished here either. And that's just a simple line there. He may respect the hell out of him, but he's winning. He didn't go through a tournament to be second best. He didn't go through all of it to come short. He didn't sacrifice everything to be the loser. He will give Tanahashi his everything, but he is leaving as the new world heavyweight champion. Incredible heart heading into this Sunday. Tanahashi versus Christian Luck one more time, and it's one more stare down ahead of this Sunday. Christian and Tanahashi, world title on the line. Will a dream come true for one last match?